Wait, why did this message reach you at this exact moment? Why does it feel like life has been holding its breath, as if something huge is about to break open for you? If your heart reacted just now, pay attention. People rarely come across this kind of message when nothing is changing. It usually appears when a shift has already started behind the scenes. In this video, we will reveal 7 clear signs that your breakthrough is being released right now, not next month, not someday, right now. And once you recognize these signs, everything happening around you will finally make sense. Maybe you felt strange pressure easing, unexpected help showing up, or a sudden push to let go of old habits. These moments are not random. They are indicators that your path is opening faster than you think. Stay with me, because if even one of these signs matches your life, it means the breakthrough you've been waiting for is already in motion, quiet, steady, and about to become visible. One of the strongest signs that your breakthrough is being released is a sudden sense of calm that doesn't match your circumstances. You may still have problems to solve, bills to pay, or unanswered questions in your life, yet something inside you feels peaceful. It's that quiet feeling that says, "I don't know how, but I know it's going to work out." This shift often appears after a long period of stress or confusion, and it can feel surprising, even strange, because you're used to carrying the weight of everything on your shoulders. This calm isn't about ignoring reality. It comes from a deeper place, a sense that the pressure has lifted, decisions feel clearer, and you're no longer fighting the same internal battles. For example, something that used to keep you awake at night suddenly doesn't bother you in the same way. You may find yourself reacting differently to situations that once triggered frustration or anxiety. Instead of breaking down, you feel steady and grounded. This inner peace often arrives when progress has already begun behind the scenes. You may not see the full results yet, but your spirit senses movement. That calm is your confirmation. It shows that you're aligning with what's meant for you and that the breakthrough is unfolding. Another powerful sign that your breakthrough is being released is when opportunities start showing up in ways you didn't plan or expect. This could look like someone reaching out with an offer, a new connection appearing at the perfect moment, or a door opening that you didn't even know existed. What makes these moments stand out is the timing. They arrive right when you felt stuck, tired, or ready to give up, almost as if something shifted the path for you. These opportunities don't always look big at first. Sometimes they come as a small invitation, a new idea, a recommendation, or chance to try something you've never considered. For example, you might receive a message from someone you haven't spoken to in years offering support, or you suddenly hear about a job, a project, or a resource that fits exactly what you need. It feels aligned, natural, and surprisingly convenient, almost like things are lining up without you forcing them. What makes this sign so important is the feeling that comes with it. Instead of stress or pressure, there's a sense of flow. The right things start finding you. You don't have to chase everything anymore. When opportunities begin appearing effortlessly, it's a strong indication that your breakthrough is moving from the unseen into reality. Another clear sign that your breakthrough is being released is when problems that once felt heavy and complicated suddenly start resolving much faster than expected. Issues that used to drag on for weeks or months begin smoothing out with less effort. You may notice solutions appearing out of nowhere, misunderstandings clearing up, or obstacles that once blocked you simply disappearing. For example, a delayed approval finally goes through, a financial issue gets sorted, or a conflict that caused tension suddenly settles without a fight. You might even look back and think, why did that feel so big before? This shift happens because the energy around you is changing. Instead of resistance, things start moving in your favor. What makes this sign stand out is the ease. You're not pushing, stressing, or forcing outcomes the way you used to. Answers appear quicker, people cooperate more, and the path forward becomes smoother. It can feel almost strange when something that caused so much frustration becomes manageable or even effortless. When problems resolve rapidly, it's a strong indication that the breakthrough you've been waiting for is aligning with your life. The blocks are lifting, momentum is building, and everything is beginning to flow in the right direction. Another powerful sign that your breakthrough is being released is when your intuition becomes sharper and more reliable. You start sensing things before they happen, or you suddenly just know what decision feels right. This isn't guessing or wishful thinking, there's a quiet certainty behind it. You may find yourself choosing a different route, reaching out to someone at the perfect moment, or saying no to something that doesn't feel aligned, even if you can't explain why. What's interesting is that this guidance often shows up in small ways first. For example, you might feel a strong urge to apply for a specific opportunity, change your routine, or let go of something that no longer supports your growth. Later, you realize that following that feeling protected you or led you to something better. These moments build trust in your inner voice. This increase in intuition happens because your mind and emotions are becoming clearer. You're no longer reacting from fear or pressure. Instead, you're more connected to what truly matches your path. When your instincts start giving you accurate nudges and decisions feel easier, it's a strong sign that your breakthrough is aligning and getting you toward the right direction. A major sign that your breakthrough is being released is when support starts showing up unexpectedly. This can feel almost shocking, especially if you've been used to handling everything on your own. Suddenly, people offer help, resources become available, or someone gives you advice or encouragement at the exact moment you need it. It feels natural, not forced, as if life is placing the right people in your path. This support can appear in many forms. Maybe a friend offers assistance without you asking, a mentor gives you direction, or a colleague recommends you for an opportunity. You might even receive emotional support from someone who understands you better than anyone has before. The key is that these connections feel purposeful and uplifting. They lighten your load and make progress easier. Another sign of this shift is that cooperation increases. People respond faster, say yes more often, or become more willing to work with you. Doors that once felt locked begin opening because you are no longer walking this path alone. When genuine support starts arriving, it's a strong indication that your breakthrough is moving forward. The universe is aligning resources and relationships to help you reach the next level, confirming that you're entering a season where you don't have to struggle the same way anymore. Another strong sign that your breakthrough is being released is when new people start entering your life who feel aligned with your growth. These connections often appear suddenly through a random conversation, an online interaction, a workplace change, or an unexpected introduction. What makes them stand out is the sense of familiarity and purpose. It feels as though you were meant to cross paths. These new connections usually bring something meaningful with them: inspiration, knowledge, opportunities, encouragement, or a fresh perspective. For example, you might meet someone who shares the same goals, introduces you to the right opportunity, or motivates you to move forward. Sometimes a simple conversation with a new person can shift your mindset or help you see solutions you never considered. These relationships also tend to feel easier than past ones. There's less effort, less misunderstanding, and more flow. You don't feel drained after talking to them, you feel energized and understood. This is a sign that you're aligning with people who match your next chapter, not your old struggles. New connections often appear when the path ahead requires collaboration, support, or shared vision. Their arrival shows that you're stepping into a season where the right relationships will help you grow, succeed, and move closer to your breakthrough. Another meaningful sign that your breakthrough is being released is when certain relationships begin to fade or fall away. This can feel confusing or emotional at first, especially if these people were once important in your life. However, this shift often happens because you're growing in a direction they can't follow. The connection no longer supports who you are becoming, and the distance creates space for healthier, more aligned relationships. You may notice communication slowing down, conversations feeling forced, or a lack of understanding when you share your goals or changes. Sometimes disagreements appear out of nowhere, not to hurt you, but to highlight what no longer fits. For example, someone who always discouraged you or made you doubt yourself suddenly becomes less present, or you realize you don't feel comfortable sharing your progress with certain people anymore. This isn't about blame or rejection, it's a natural part of transition. As you move toward a breakthrough, your priorities shift, your mindset strengthens, and your energy changes. People who are connected to your old struggles may not resonate with your new growth. Letting go can feel heavy, but it creates room for supportive, uplifting relationships that truly match your next stage. When old connections quietly fall away, it's often a sign that your life is making space for something better. Another powerful sign that your breakthrough is being released is when you start feeling restless with the life you've been living. Things that once felt comfortable now feel too small or limiting. You may find yourself losing interest in old routines, habits, or environments that used to feel normal. It's not boredom, it's a pull towards something bigger, even if you can't fully describe it yet. This restlessness often shows up as a strong feeling that you're meant for more. You might feel uncomfortable staying in the same job, relationship, or lifestyle that once felt fine. For example, you may wake up thinking, "I can't keep doing this," or feel a sudden urge to make changes, learn new skills, or move in a new direction. Even small decisions, like changing your daily schedule or taking new risks, start to feel important. What makes this sign valuable is the inner push it creates. It motivates you to grow, take action, and step out of old patterns. That inner discomfort is not a mistake, it's guidance. It's your spirit outgrowing the version of you that belonged to a previous chapter. This restlessness shows that you're preparing for a new level, and your breakthrough is calling you forward. Another meaningful sign that your breakthrough is being released is when you suddenly gain clarity about what you want and where you're heading. Even if you don't have every detail figured out, there's a stronger sense of direction than before. Decisions that once felt confusing become easier, and you start knowing which path feels right for you. For example, you may realize which career direction actually fulfills you, which relationship supports your growth, or which goals truly matter. You stop wasting energy on things that drain you, and you feel more focused on what brings progress. This clarity often arrives after a long period of uncertainty, where you felt stuck between options or unsure about your next step. You might notice a shift in your mindset as well. Instead of saying, "I don't know what to do," you begin thinking, "This is what I need to pursue." You feel more motivated and confident in the choices you make, and your priorities become clearer. Tasks you used to avoid suddenly feel manageable because they connect to a purpose that feels meaningful. This sense of direction is a strong indicator that your breakthrough is aligning. When your purpose becomes clearer, your actions gain power, and you start moving toward results much faster. Another noticeable sign that your breakthrough is being released is when new financial openings begin to appear. This doesn't always mean a huge amount of money suddenly dropping into your life, but you may start seeing progress in areas that were stuck for a long time. Payments you were waiting for finally arrive, a job offer comes through, a client returns, or you receive an unexpected discount, refund, or opportunity to earn more. What makes this shift meaningful is the timing. These financial changes often show up right when you need them the most, just enough to help you move forward, reduce stress, or invest in something important. For example, you might get approved for something that was previously denied, someone may recommend you for a paid opportunity, or a side idea turns into a source of income. These moments feel aligned and supportive rather than forced. Financial openings can also appear as relief. A bill gets cleared, a debt is reduced, or a cost you were worried about becomes manageable. This creates breathing room and signals that the pressure around you is lifting. When money begins to flow more smoothly and resources start finding you, it's a strong indication that your breakthrough is becoming tangible and that your path is opening in practical, real-world ways. Another powerful sign that your breakthrough is being released is when new ideas begin to flow naturally. Instead of forcing yourself to think or feeling mentally blocked, you suddenly start getting inspiration in unexpected moments, while walking, resting, talking, or even doing simple tasks. These ideas feel fresh, exciting, and meaningful, as if they're pointing you toward a new direction or solution. This shift often happens after a long period of feeling stuck or uninspired. You may notice yourself thinking, "Why didn't I see this before?" or feeling motivated to start a project, improve something in your life, or try a different approach. For example, you might come up with a new way to earn money, a creative solution to a problem, or a plan that makes your goals feel achievable. What makes this sign important is the energy behind it. These ideas don't feel overwhelming, they feel possible. You feel more confident acting on them, and you can clearly see how they could lead to progress. This wave of inspiration shows that your mind is opening, your motivation is returning, and opportunities are becoming visible. When creativity flows easily, it's a strong indication that you're stepping into a new season of growth, where progress will feel more natural and rewarding. Another meaningful sign that your breakthrough is being released is when you suddenly experience emotional release. This can show up as crying unexpectedly, feeling lighter after expressing your feelings, or finally letting go of something that has been weighing on you for a long time. It may surprise you, especially if you've been holding everything inside or trying to stay strong. This release happens because your mind and body no longer need to carry old stress, disappointment, or fear. For example, you might find yourself crying after hearing a song, talking to someone, or remembering a past event. At first, it may feel strange, but afterward you notice a sense of relief. You breathe easier, think more clearly, and feel more present. That emotional shift creates space for new experiences and opportunities. Sometimes this release comes through forgiveness, either forgiving someone else or yourself. You may suddenly feel less angry about a situation or no longer interested in holding onto resentment. You simply feel ready to move forward. This emotional clearing is important because breakthroughs rarely happen while you're still emotionally tied to old pain. When you release these heavy feelings, your energy becomes lighter, your motivation returns, and you become more open to positive changes. This inner shift shows that you're preparing for a new chapter with a clearer heart and mind. Another important sign that your breakthrough is being released is when past disappointments suddenly start making sense. You begin to understand why certain opportunities didn't work out, why a relationship ended, or why a plan you were so sure about fell apart. Instead of feeling frustrated, you feel clarity. You realize that those closed doors were protecting you or redirecting you towards something better. For example, maybe you didn't get a job you wanted, and at the time it felt crushing. But now you see that the job would have limited your growth, or a better opportunity has appeared. Or perhaps a friendship faded, and only now you recognize that staying in that connection would have held you back emotionally or kept you stuck in old patterns. This shift in perspective brings relief. You stop blaming yourself and start seeing the bigger picture. You may even feel grateful that things turned out differently than you expected. That change in understanding shows that you're moving forward mentally and spiritually. When closed doors begin to make sense, it means you're aligning with the right path. You're no longer tied to what could have been. Instead, you're prepared to receive what truly supports your breakthrough. Another noticeable sign that your breakthrough is being released is when you start experiencing synchronicities, those moments that feel too perfectly timed to be coincidences. You may see repeating numbers, hear the same message from different people, or come across information that directly answers something you've been thinking about. These signs often appear when your path is aligning and guidance is becoming clearer. For example, you might be considering a major decision, and suddenly you hear someone mention the exact topic, receive a message that supports your choice, or see a quote that feels directed at you. You may also meet someone who has been through the same situation and offers the insight you needed. These moments feel meaningful and almost guided, as if something is confirming you're moving in the right direction. Synchronicities usually increase when momentum is building. You start noticing patterns, connections, and reminders that encourage you to keep going. They bring reassurance and help remove doubt, especially when you're unsure about your next step. When signs consistently show up at the perfect moment, it's a strong indication that your breakthrough is already unfolding. You're aligning with the right energy, and the path ahead is becoming clearer and more supportive. Another powerful sign that your breakthrough is being released is when you begin receiving unexpected favor in situations where you normally wouldn't. This can feel surprising, almost unreal, because things start working out more smoothly than before. Someone might approve something faster than expected, you may get chosen over others without a clear reason, or people may treat you with more kindness and respect. For example, you could receive priority service, a discount you didn't ask for, or special treatment in a situation where everyone else had to wait. You might get accepted into a program, offered a position, or given an opportunity even though you thought you lacked the qualifications. These moments stand out because they feel effortless. You didn't push, beg, or struggle for them. They simply happened. This kind of favor appears when the energy around you shifts. Instead of facing constant resistance, you start experiencing cooperation and positive outcomes. People support you, rules bend in your favor, and doors open that previously seemed closed. Unexpected favor is a strong indicator that you're entering a season where things align for your benefit. It shows that circumstances are moving to help you progress, and that your breakthrough is becoming visible in real, practical ways. Another meaningful sign that your breakthrough is being released is when you start feeling guided, almost as if something bigger than you is directing your steps. You may not know the full plan, but there's a steady sense that you're being led toward the right people, places, and decisions. This guidance often shows up as a strong inner pull, something telling you, go here, say this, or take this step, even when it doesn't fully make sense at first. What makes this feeling different from random thoughts is the outcome. When you follow it, things tend to work out smoothly or lead to progress. For example, you might feel urged to message someone and they respond with exactly what you needed, or you take a small action that opens a major opportunity. You begin to notice that your choices are aligning in a way that feels purposeful and supportive. This guided feeling also brings confidence. Instead of constantly second-guessing yourself, you trust your instincts more. Decisions feel lighter, and you don't feel as overwhelmed by uncertainty. There's a quiet assurance that you're moving in the right direction. When you start feeling guided in this way, it's a strong indication that your breakthrough is unfolding. You're not wandering, you're being led toward the next stage of your life with clarity and intention. Another clear sign that your breakthrough is being released is when your confidence begins to grow in a noticeable, natural way. You may not have reached your goals yet, but something inside you feels stronger and more sure of itself. Instead of doubting every decision or worrying about failure, you start believing that you're capable and deserving of better things. This shift often shows up in small moments. For example, you speak up when you normally stay quiet, you apply for opportunities you once thought were out of reach, or you set boundaries without feeling guilty. You begin trusting your abilities and valuing your own worth more than before. Even challenges feel different. You don't immediately assume the worst. Instead, you think, I can handle this. This growing confidence doesn't come from external validation. It comes from an internal realization that you've grown, learned, and survived things that once felt impossible. You start recognizing your strengths and noticing how far you've come. When your confidence rises, your behavior changes. You take action, make decisions, and move forward with more certainty. This shift attracts better opportunities and people who respect your growth. It's a strong sign that you're stepping into a new level of your life where you're ready to receive the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Another meaningful sign that your breakthrough is being released is when fear starts losing its control over you. The things that once held you back, fear of failure, rejection, change, or judgment, no longer feel as strong. You may still feel nervous at times, but the fear doesn't paralyze you the way it used to. Instead of stopping, you move forward anyway. This shift can show up in simple but powerful ways. For example, you might finally take a step you've been avoiding, speak your truth, or make a decision that once felt impossible. You notice yourself saying, "Why was I so afraid of this?" Or realizing that the worst-case scenario isn't as terrifying anymore. That change in perspective shows growth and emotional strength. Another sign is that fear-based thoughts lose their influence. Instead of imagining everything going wrong, you start thinking about what could go right. You feel more hopeful, more willing to try, and more open to new experiences. Even when uncertainty appears, you don't immediately retreat, you stay steady. When fear weakens, your actions become bolder and more aligned with your goals. You stop holding yourself back, which allows progress to happen faster. This shift shows that you're stepping into a new chapter with confidence and readiness, making space for your breakthrough to fully unfold. Another strong sign that your breakthrough is being released is when your spiritual understanding suddenly becomes clearer. You begin to see patterns in your life that you never noticed before, and you understand the lessons behind past experiences. Instead of feeling confused about why certain things happened, you start recognizing how they shaped you, strengthened you, and prepared you for this moment. This clarity often appears in quiet moments, during reflection, prayer, meditation, or even while doing everyday tasks. You may have thoughts such as, "Now I understand why that happened," or "This makes sense now." You feel more connected to your values, your purpose, and the direction your life is heading. The noise in your mind calms, and your perspective becomes more balanced. You might also feel more aligned spiritually. Your beliefs feel stronger, your faith feels deeper, and you trust the process more than before. Instead of forcing outcomes, you feel guided and supported, knowing that things are unfolding in the right way and at the right time. This spiritual clarity brings peace and confidence. It helps you stop fighting against change and start cooperating with it. When your understanding becomes clearer and your inner guidance feels stronger, it shows that you're entering a stage where your breakthrough can manifest more easily and meaningfully. One of the most undeniable signs that your breakthrough is being released is when you start seeing real, visible results in your life. These changes may begin subtly, but they're noticeable enough that you can say, "Something is different now." Progress that once felt slow or blocked suddenly starts moving. You begin receiving confirmations in the physical world, not just in your thoughts or emotions. This can show up in many ways. For example, you might get responses to applications or messages that were ignored before. People start noticing your growth, or opportunities that once seemed impossible become reachable. You may receive approvals, offers, invitations, or recognition that clearly show things are shifting. Even small wins count. A yes where you used to hear no, improvement in a situation that felt stuck, or visible steps forward in your goals. The key difference is that results are no longer just potential. They're becoming real and measurable. You can point to something and say, "There it is." Another sign is that others begin to notice the change. Someone may comment that you look happier, more confident, or more focused. You feel momentum building, and every step forward feels supported rather than resisted. When progress becomes visible in your everyday life, it confirms that your breakthrough isn't just a feeling, it's unfolding in front of you. It shows that what was once hidden is now taking form, and you're stepping into a new season with real movement and tangible growth. And now that you've seen these signs clearly, take a moment and really let this sink in. Your breakthrough isn't just a hope or a wish anymore, it's already unfolding. The shifts you're feeling, the changes happening around you, the growth within you, these are all proof that you're stepping into a new chapter with more clarity, confidence, and alignment than ever before. You've made it through seasons that tried to break you, and instead they built you. You're stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what's coming. So don't doubt yourself now. Keep moving forward with faith and intention, because the momentum you're feeling is real. Here at Cosmic Shift, I want you to leave this video believing in your progress and trusting that the right opportunities will continue to meet you at the right time. Your path is opening, and you are ready for the next level. Before you go, comment this affirmation below so it becomes your reality. "I am ready for my breakthrough." Type it, claim it, and let it be a declaration of what you're stepping into. And if this message resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear which signs spoke to you the most. Your breakthrough is happening. Stay encouraged, stay focused, and keep moving forward.